Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to start off by saying thank you so much for being patient about this week's video. I know it is not up on the usual Friday, but I hope you guys will enjoy it. It's something that's been highly requested, and I'm so excited to bring it to you. It is first thing in the morning for me when I'm filming this. I wanted to make sure I got it up for you guys as soon as possible. So I actually have my tea with me, and if you're a tea drinker or you drink coffee, I invite you to go ahead and grab your cup and then come on back and let's put on some makeup. So a lot of green beauty brands, although, you know, their ethics are great, their price point is just not for everyone. So it can be really tough when there's this trade-off of either buying something that's really expensive that has great ingredients in it or buying something that's less expensive that doesn't have great ingredients. I definitely think in an ideal world it would be great if all of us could have all natural products, 100% of our household would be natural, but the reality is for most of us that you have to face these trade-offs of, you know, am I going to spend a lot of money on something that's all natural, or am I going to spend a little bit less money on something that's less natural but maybe still has relatively good ingredients? You just need to kind of think about the balance and where you want those trade-offs to be. I have a couple of tiers of different types of affordable green beauty, and I'm just going to kind of talk you guys through different brands as I'm putting them on my face. Something really quick that I want to talk about before I actually start putting on makeup, my voice is a little hoarse because it's the morning, excuse me, is an app that I actually love using. It's the EWG Skin Deep app. This is obviously not sponsored or anything, but I downloaded this app a while ago and it makes shopping for green beauty really easy, or trying to find brands that offer something with maybe like more natural ingredients than other. It also will kind of help you, like say if you're wanting to go maybe the less natural route, you can actually see the ingredients and the potential hazard of what's in a certain product and kind of decide if you want to make that trade-off. So the app itself, like I said, it's called EWG Skin Deep, and it's an app that you just kind of open up and there's a little like screen and you can scan barcodes, which is the part that I use the most. It doesn't have everything, but I think the more popular it gets, my guess is the more information will be available on there. And what I do is I just pick whatever product I'm looking at and I scan the barcode, and it should pop up, or it might not, you might have to do your own research, but if it does pop up, then you can click on what product it is. It'll give it a rating from 1 to 10, and I usually try and stay in the green zone. It'll give you a list of all the ingredients, and each ingredient has a rating from 1 to 10. Well, you can kind of see why a product is rated the way it is, and you can see, you know, the potential hazards in terms of like reproductive toxicity. You can see like neurotoxicity, how many ingredients are potential allergens for people. So it's just a really useful app, and it makes shopping so much easier if you're not going for those traditional, like, you know, marketed green beauty brands such as like RMS Beauty or Tata Harper or something like that that we all know is great. If you're kind of on your own and struggling to find stuff, then this is something that I would definitely recommend, and it's something I use all the time at the drugstore. So that being said, all the products that I have right now are very low ratings. They're in the green zone, and I'm gonna actually start off with a brand that I've loved for a long time, even before I was into natural beauty, and that is Physicians Formula. Physicians Formula was something I used all the time in high school and middle school, and it was actually interesting. When I was, you know, using the EWG app to try and find some sort of foundation, I was scanning the one that I used in high school, and that one had a horrible rating. It was like a 7 or an 8. So I'm actually using something different today, which I haven't used before, but I'm excited to kind of try out. It's part of their organic wear line, and I mean, you know, when something says organic wear, you have to be careful. Who knows what they can get away with putting in it. Even if they say organic, that's something called greenwashing, which is really prominent in natural beauty. It's brands that kind of, you know, pose as natural or put like random logos on there, like certified by the All Natural Corporation. It's like, well, what is the All Natural Corporation? But I did look at the EWG rating of this on the app that I showed you, and I believe it was a 1. So that is awesome. It also has SPF 15 in it. It smells a little bit like SPF 15 actually, but it's just like a light coverage sort of thing. I'm actually having like awful skin right now. I just had my period and My skin is trying to recover. I probably could have used something with a little bit more coverage, but I don't want to like suffocate my skin. So again, this was the Organic Wear Tinted Moisturizer. Oh, I need to get the prices for everything for you guys. One second. Okay, so this tinted moisturizer was $12.79, but I bought it at my local CVS. And if you purchased over $10 of Physicians Formula, you actually got a $10 like extra buck card, which is just money. So really, if you take $10, you know, off of that price, you're basically paying $2 for it, which is awesome. And I'm just applying a second layer with a brush right now just to see kind of how it layers. The color selection isn't great on this, and honestly it's a little bit hard for me to see how it's looking. It's a tiny bit dark right now. So they have other organic products, like they have an organic mascara. That for me has never worked. It's a little bit runny, but I would love to know if any of you have tried it and how you like it. Okay, so I just kind of brushed through my eyebrows. So the next brand that I want to talk about, I'm not done with Physicians Formula. We're going to go back to another product with them, but I wanted to talk about Lily Lolo, which is actually more like a middle tier price range. But you can get things such as a eyeshadow palette for $34, which I think is such an awesome price. I personally use these eyeshadow palettes all the time. I think the pigment is great. I think they're beautiful colors. This one is in Filthy Rich. I also love the Laid Bare palette, which I have. And I just think $34 for a brand that you can totally trust and for 8 eyeshadows is awesome. So today I'm just going to take kind of the bronzy color because this is a daytime look. I'm just going to go over my lids. You guys can probably see how puffy my eyes are in the morning now. I'm making that up. They are very puffy. And just taking kind of a neutral brown color to your lids will make them look a lot less puffy. I'm just taking a tiny bit, whatever's left underneath my eye, to try and take down some of the puffiness. I'm actually going to take the deeper kind of chocolatey color. I'm just going to put that on my lash line for a little extra definition. Okay, so hopefully the angle is like relatively the same. I'm sorry guys, I had to change the battery. But the next product I'm using is also Lily Lolo, and you guys know that this is like a favorite of mine. I just think in terms of natural mascara, out of all the ones I've tried, this is by far the best. And this is actually $20, so it is a bit pricier, but I looked and like the Honest Beauty mascara is about $22, which I know people also love. And then prices just go up from there. So this is actually a relatively low priced, unfortunately, $20 natural mascara, but I do think it's worth it. I have never had any smudging, any flaking with this. It is always on at the end of the day, and I just absolutely love it. I feel like I always have one strand of hair that just doesn't want to cooperate, and today it's this one. It's like I have all the rest of my hair back, and this one just doesn't want to stay back no matter how many times I tuck it back there. So I apologize if that's bothering anyone. All right, moving right along, I'm going to do some concealer. This is another Lily Lolo product. This concealer is $18, but you get a lot of bang for your buck. It's a powder concealer. Unfortunately, mine has been upside down for quite some time in my makeup bag, so it's all at the top, but usually there's like a little graded area. I love this concealer and feel like it's totally worth the price because I not only use it as a concealer, I also use it as a setting powder, which I'll show you guys at the end of this video. So I can kind of like pinpoint the spots that I want concealed and then take a big fluffy brush and actually go over the areas that are usually shiny on my face, and I think it adds a little extra coverage and it looks great. I'm just really careful with the amount that I put on the brush. It's always very light. If you put too much, you'll end up with like a blob of concealer. This is definitely like a full coverage concealer, which I really appreciate. Also, word to the wise, like I have this little boo-boo that's healing right here. It's a scab. Don't put anything on it. As annoying as it is to just sometimes let little imperfections and blemishes poke through, it's sometimes worth it because if you try and cover it up, it just looks a lot worse. That's also why I like using a tinted moisturizer. Oh my gosh, those birds are so loud. I'm going to add a little bit of highlight, and for this I'm going back to Physicians Formula, and this is another product that they do so well. It's their highlighting pearls, or their glow pearls they call them. These are super low. I think they're a 1 on the EWG scale. and they are beautiful highlighters. They actually come with a brush, which I'm not going to use. I don't think it's a particularly great brush, but it is nice that it comes with it. And it's just such a pretty color, and this adds such a nice glow. This one is for all skin tones, but they have one that's better for darker skin tones, better for lighter skin tones. I was being silly, and when I got back, I was so excited about all these products that I actually knocked this one over and it cracked. But luckily it's not too damaged. This is a little bit more expensive. This is $15, but you are getting a lot of product, and it's again a multi-use product where I use it kind of as a highlight, and then I also use it as an eyeshadow. My mirror is so far away today, it's a little bit hard to see where I'm putting this, but that's okay. This powder is actually really nice and finely milled, and there's not big chunks of glitter, so I'll just look extra glowy. It's just really pretty and really natural. I'm actually going to take a small brush, and I'm just going to, it's literally like birds, airplanes, everything is out this morning. I am not alone, I'm telling you guys that. So I apologize for the noise. So I'm just putting it in the center of my eye. Maybe use my fingers a little to just blend it so it's seamless with the darker eyeshadow. And then in the inner corners. So that's like middle to upper tier. One last brand that I also want to mention is Honest Beauty, which is available in a lot of Targets. I haven't tried too many of their products, but I have tried their contour kit and their foundation. I have 2 reviews on that if you want to see what I think. But I also had picked up this Magic Balm from them, which I actually do think is really nice if you're not into powder highlights. This is something that's nice to carry around in your purse, and they kind of advertise it like it's like mobile dew, like you can kind of just pop it on anywhere on your face, and it kind of gives you a little extra life, a little extra highlight, and I actually do think that's true. I also like it as a lip balm, so I'm just gonna kind of put it on as a lip balm right now. But you do get kind of this pretty shine, and if I were using it on my cheeks, all I would do is just kind of tap it in. So kind of scaling it back down to more affordable products. And this brand is a little bit controversial in the natural beauty brand. Some people are like, yay, it's great, it's fine, use it. Other people are like, don't use it, it's not good. And I think it is one of those brands where you are, you know, trading off because of the price. So there are going to be some ingredients that maybe some people aren't comfortable with that are in it, and that's why apps like the EWG Skin Deep app is so important, because it gives you that information to decide for yourself whether it's something you want to purchase or not. But it's going to be Burt's Bees. I use this chapstick. This is in the color Hibiscus, and this retails for like about $3, which is kind of insane. But you can also use it as a blush. So if I'm using it as a blush, I just kind of like take it on my finger, smile, and just apply it like a normal blush. This is something that's great if you're on the go and you need just like a little pick-me-up. This is great because you can use it on your cheeks, and you can also use it on your lips. Again, it's a cream product, so it's not going to emphasize the kind of dry skin around this little scabby thingy that I have. I find that the blendability is great in terms of on your skin, so that's always a plus. I just kind of tap it in so that I don't lose any of the pigment. And then I'm also just going to put it over top of that Honest Beauty lip balm for just a little color on my lips. And I'm just kind of pressing it in. I promised I would show you guys this, so as a final step, I'm just going to take a tiny little bit of the powder, like that's how much I have on my brush, and then I'm going to put it in the lid and just kind of swirl it around, tap it off, so that it really is just a tiny little bit. And then I'm lightly just going to brush it over the areas that I want. Maybe some coverage, maybe to get rid of some shine. It's just a really simple daytime look, but we created it with all affordable green beauty. I'll of course go ahead and list all the products I used on my face and the prices down below for you guys to review in case I forgot any, or so you don't have to go back and kind of like remember what I was using and how much they cost. But all of these are really great brands, and like I said, there's different tiers of natural, but using something like the EWG Skin Deep app makes everything so easy. and allows the consumer to kind of get the information that they need to make an informed decision, which I think is so important. So moral of the story, download the EWG app and go out and scan some barcodes. And I would love to hear what you guys find. If there are kind of mainstream brands that maybe aren't considered natural but have products that are really low on the EWG scale, I'd love to know about those. Please leave that in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was great for me to make. It makes me really happy to see that brands are trying to bring great ingredients to customers at a lot lower of a price. I'm really happy to continue exploring this topic if you guys want more videos. But I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all 900 of you. Whoa, we hit a massive milestone. That is so unbelievable. So thank you all so much for subscribing. That just means like so much to me. Can't say thank you enough. All right, I'm gonna try and edit this as quickly as I can and get it up for you guys so that there's something right away. Thank you again for your patience. I promise I usually post on Fridays. It was just this week. It was a little bit hectic trying to figure out my schedule, but I will be back to normal next week, so stay tuned for another video next Friday, and I will see you all very soon. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.